5'10" they ain't fast no more. What in the? Short, real fast. I was like, oh shit, he don't. Back to the race. Good start, right? Yeah, jack it back up in case you didn't jack it. This is it. It's good start. All right. All right. I'm trying not to yell as much. Don't worry about my lighting, my new setup and everything. But, y'all already know I'm an Anthony fan. Y'all already know I'm a fan. That's why I created the whole Raes Take and everything. And the whole time, I'm sitting there reading all y'all comments, reading everything, and y'all already know I'm going to bat for him. Like, no, man, ain't no choking, none of that stuff y'all talking about. The man ain't right. So I had to go find him myself. I flew all to Tokyo, believe it or not. I flew to Tokyo. Don't worry about how I got there so fast and back. I knocked on the door, I said, Trayvon, you gotta tell them what's happening. Because I don't want these folks out here telling your story without you telling it. So, bro, go ahead. The floor is yours. Because I want to know too. Tell me what happened.
Well, first, I'm gonna start off by obviously congratulating Fred, obviously first place winner, Jacob, and my teammate Andre. Obviously, them boys when they did their thing.
They did. Shout out to them.
Second, yeah. You know, second, man, it was a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I talked to a lot of people coming into this process, even being picked as the favorite, something that, you know, obviously I've never had ever in my career of running. On one of the biggest stages. So I went, but honestly, going into the race, I was mentally calm. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe like the calmest I've ever been, not in the sense of being like complacent, but like saying like, okay, Trey, like, you know what you're capable of. You already know what time it is. Like, you done been on the big stage before. You done been to Worlds. You done been to the Olympics. You done shoot. Like, I won gold before under pressure of like people like Asafa and them. So it's like, it ain't that like I got to the Olympics and I was like, oh damn, like I'm scared. Like, no, never been a fearful person. After in the first round, and obviously this going on record as the first time he's saying this. I didn't really want to say it during the game because I don't never like people to want to think like, oh, I don't like pity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I ain't never really been that type of person. But going into the first round, like my glute and my abductor, which anybody who know my story, like I've had a lot of abductor issues throughout my whole career. It like tightened up on me as I was going out. That's probably more so on my part. But going into that, I was like, all right, you know, shoot. I'm gonna fix that. Got back, fixed it. Literally, body was completely fine. I was like, okay, I'm ready to go. Literally got out, stood up, felt fine. But obviously, the race did not go as I thought mentally it was going to go. Definitely thought I was running way faster than that. Thought I was in better position than that, but it didn't play out. And like I told Lewis Johnson on NBC, I was like, literally, I cannot put anything on why I wasn't able to run the times that people have seen me run this season or put up the performance of being a gold medalist that everybody predicted. I have no clue, literally whatsoever.
So the whole thing, you know, even I was hearing that, you know, that you was hurt or whatever. So what you pretty much saying is that that didn't have as much of a factor in it as like you pretty much just saying, I can't put my finger on what happened, if I'm hearing you correctly. Like, I really can't put my finger on it. It's a little bit of this, but I'm not saying I'm hurt. I wasn't perfect, but I just can't figure out, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm understanding you correctly, like you just, like, almost like I could say a dead zone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really don't know what happened.
So I'm gonna say this, because I don't want people to think like, oh, he went into an injury. There was another situation where he was injured prone into the Olympics. That's what cost him. Nah, I'm not saying that, because obviously I was able to get out there the next round and go out there and run literally with no pain. I had no pain. Am I still sore from the adductor and the glutes? Yes. So if you say that be effective, so be it. Me personally, I'm a man. I don't take it as that. Like I talked to my coach, I talked to some of the friends, some of the teammates. Literally the only thing, and it's funny because you touched on this. The only thing that I could personally say that kept me from being on the podium is obviously when the last time that I run fast overseas in my career, 2015 World Championships. That was the last time I ran fast overseas. 2016, I came to Great British Street Race where I ran 10.3, and then I went to Rome and had an asthma attack and ran 20.8 in the 200. Then I went to the trials, ran fast, and then went to Rio and got hurt. Since then, I have not ran overseas like a lot of athletes have. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I commend them, because they were more prepared for the battle. You know what I'm saying? They were more prepared. Where one goal was to motivate everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To inspire people to keep fighting. It's never been about the medal for me. Like I said, I come from nothing, so a medal don't do nothing for me. Yeah, it might bring more financial gain and stuff like that, but God has blessed me with more than I ever had in my life. So it ain't about the money for me. Like, honestly, it's not. Like, it's all about helping people understand, like, they can come back from a deficit. Honestly, y'all all know, you feel me, my injury resume. How many people, literally, name me one person that had all my injuries.
I can name one. I can name one. Trayvon Bromell, but keep going. That's the only one I can name.
That's why. What is it?
I said that's the only person I can name, Trayvon Bromell. Literally.
And the crazy thing is, like, I don't even want to make it. It ain't about me, like I said, and that's what I've been trying to express to everybody throughout this season. You feel me? It's understanding that, man, what is going on right now with me in the sport is God working through me to show something bigger than just a medal. You feel me? Because let's be real. If I left out of the sport in 2016, I was okay. I was a gold medalist indoors. I was a bronze medalist in the 100 during the era of a fast boat and a very fast Gatling. Like, I'm fine. You feel me? I'm completely fine. To be able to literally come from the brink of existence, literally, of being pretty much nobody even remember me when I went out of the sport. Like everybody was like, okay, he's done. The man hurt his Achilles, had 2 Achilles surgeries. To come back and open up 10-0 at a brand new facility to run 9.8, my second meet of the year, to go and run 9.7 and 9.8 multiple throughout the rounds of USAs. How can I be mad? Yes, the Olympics did not go as I planned, but it's not the end. You know what I'm saying? As you know, and anybody who's a track student, obviously anybody who know my educational background, I'm in biomechanics. Like, I study kinesiology. Like, I know how the body works. All this is part of a process, right? So this is the building process. We could put a lot of fingers on what happened, right? We could say Trayvon ran a bunch of times and he ran fast. Maybe I am burnt out. You know what I'm saying? Maybe my legs is like, dude, you got nothing left. You got nothing left. Like, we did all we could this year. It's okay. And that's why I say I love everybody who's showing love, but I'm fine. Like, I'm completely fine. I'm okay. Because like this part of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm fine. And I'm my purpose in the sport. You feel me? So like, I'm cool. But like I said, I'm not a guy of excuses, but just trying to get people to understand the bigger picture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's really my thing.
Yeah, and that's one reason why, I commend you, and I love the way that you approach it. And if it was one thing, I was like, you know what? I'm pretty sure the athlete side of him is broken. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what that feels like. But the God side of him, the godly side of him, is what's putting together that broken athlete that quick, because you understand the same thing I understand, the same thing a lot of people understand.
Exactly.
You're not out there running for you. That's not you. Like, you didn't, and I like to tell people all the time when I give my testimony, and I'm not saying against no other sport, but if you have the gift to run fast, and if you have the gift to run faster than most people in history, I'm not talking about track and field, I'm talking about history. Like, this is a 0.001 percentile, which means God purposely created you to have What a lady told me one time, bro, you got wings on earth. You're an angel. Like, you're a messenger of God because you have to be able to showcase, look, I'm not even normal. So therefore, what I'm doing I'm not doing it because I don't control it. Like, I didn't, and again, I've never said any disrespect to any of the sport, but yes, I can learn how to shoot. I can learn how to throw. I can learn how to dribble. But you can't learn how to run as fast as I can run. That means, you can't learn that. So that's why I try to tell you all the time, man. You as track and field people, you gotta always hold your head up high because you gotta understand that we're supposed to be the toughest, strongest people, period. That's why God created us. And then it's like, okay, now how strong are you gonna be when you at that one position to where you can change destiny and you don't get it? Now, how are you gonna respond to that? And that's what I commend you for, because I was like, oh, I'm telling y'all. I mean, and then everybody that knows you already know it. Like, his story has went the way it's supposed to go. I feel like every time Trayvon Bromell touched the track, it was literally showcasing what the power of God is. Because again, you're not supposed to be running according to most doctors. So every single time you run, you are literally showing, like, you're pushing further and further away from what man says and what God says. It's like, no, watch this. So that's why I kept saying, like, it's still a victory.
Let me stop you right there, because that's like this part of the message, right? So me and my brothers in Christ, we talk about, representation and being the example that most people will see of God, right? Like, obviously, people don't see him because he's not in physical form, right? Jesus died and resurrected, and he's going back to his throne, even though he still walks among us on this planet. What people got to understand, we are a walking example of what he represents. So even in the sense of like what you just said with the doctors, right? Like I watched the video the other day about, you went to see Mueller. Like, man, I done seen Mueller. I done seen all the greatest doctors across the globe. Like, people who heard my story, man, I done spent over probably $300,000-$400,000 traveling all over the world, seeing all these doctors, right? Just to get back running. And literally all I had to do was give my life to God, which costing me nothing. Literally costing me a dime, and how he reversed everything. People read scripture and forget that he's a redeemer. He's a redeemer of time. He's a redeemer of physical sense, mental sense, spiritual sense. So what I try to get people to understand, every doctor that I've ever met in my life said, you will not run since 2008, 2009, 2010, when I broke both of my knees and my hip. Doctor looked me and my mom and my coach in our face and said he would not be as fast as he was when he was 13, 14, 12 years old. Went on to be the first high schooler to break 10 seconds. Got to college, had all these injuries. Everybody like, nah, he's going to choke up. World junior record, NCAA champion. Got hurt in Rio. Even me and Otto Boulder had this conversation. Otto was like, man, career threat, injury. He not going to be right at trials. Boom, 984. 994 in the prelims, 977 in the semis, then 984 in the finals. Get injured, completely wrote off. Out of the history, Trayvon Bromell is done. We ain't seen him in 4 years. Come back 2020 with a new group, 999, 980, win dated. Everything is being rewritten. Come back the next year, 2021, going to indoors and literally almost equal my PB in the 60, something I ain't ran since 2016. Go on to run, like I said, 977. And even when people question that, because it's Miramar,
I did. I did. You know that was me. I'm gonna say it. I did.
Okay, but not only you, but a lot of people. But hear me out though. The thing that I love about it, because I was gonna talk to you about that. I'm gonna be honest. I've been watching your videos since the beginning. You feel me? And it's been funny. Me and my brother would be watching it, and we'd be like, literally, me and my brother was like, man, this dude crazy hell. We was like, bro, so literally, I ain't gonna lie, a little bit of that kind of got in my head, and I was like, okay. So then we went to trials, and I dropped the 9, and I dropped the 980 with the 0.6. I was like, okay, that solidifies that the 1.5 tailwind with the 977 wasn't fake. I'm like, obviously, I have 97 in my legs.
Yeah.
So, and once again, like I said, it got I listen to what you say. You feel me?
Well, I appreciate that.
I've been watching your stuff since day one with everything, you feel me? That's why I was telling FlowTrack they need to get you on board with it, because you know what you be talking about, you know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that. I appreciate
it. Yeah, man, all of it plays in the context. and we're understanding that. And at the same time, I want to show the world that I'm human. You feel me? And I ain't saying that just because Sha'Carri said that, even though I love her too.
Yeah.
But literally, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like y'all. I bleed red. You cut my skin, I bleed red. I have good days, I have bad days. But the thing that separates me from a lot of people, and not even just track-wise, is my mental state. I know my purpose. I didn't come into this track thing because I wanted all the medals. I wanted all the money in the world. Yo, man, like, literally, I've been, like literally, anybody know, I come from the south side of St. Pete. Most of my homies is in jail. Like, I can literally show you a video that my homie sent from the pen, literally like, bro, go do your thing. Like, I was gonna post it, but I was like, at the end of the day, I don't look for all that attention. Like, they ain't never been me, like, streets tell you, like, that attention seeking ain't it. My mama only made $20,000 a year. As a grown woman, $20,000 a year. You feel me? I ain't had no father in my life. Literally, I came from nothing. So it's like, what I do is literally for them. Like, it ain't for myself. Literally, I remember in 2017, what made me really think about my purpose and what I'm supposed to do in this track thing, she showed me a letter. When I first got baptized, you know, you have to do the class. When you talk about, you have to write a letter to God and pretty much tell him, you know, what you want and everything. Literally in my letter, everything in it was about somebody else and not myself. And that's what I want to show in this sport, that it ain't about me. You feel me? It's everybody, every little kid in the hood. Anybody who's going through something, like, you can literally overcome all that. You feel me?
And that's one thing. I'm glad you shared that, and I'm glad you said that because, you know, and that's the other thing. Like when when Fred was on, you know, I want more people to know that, because most of the time they just see us when we make it. You know what I'm saying? They just see us on TV, or they see you in college. You know what I'm saying? They don't know that what it's like. All they see is TV, so they don't know what, like you just said, they don't know what you went through to get there. They know about the injuries, but you don't know about my life. You know what I'm saying? And that's the actual testimony that we can showcase, and what we're going to continue to showcase is, no. Y'all got to understand, we are little boys from, like, the hood. So when y'all are talking about, you know, what place we going to get, what medal we going to get, you know, that's all fine and dandy, but at the end of the day, we're really not here for that. We're here for two things. One, God. Two, our family. Because, like he said, no medal will ever be able to showcase what Trayvon means to a kid somewhere, you know what I'm saying, and I'm not just gonna say in a lower income, but kids everywhere, but mostly in the lower income, because that's where you come from, that's where we come from. So I like to make sure that people understand that, like, hey, we got the same stories that you're gonna hear from an NFL player. We got the same stories you're gonna hear from that first rounder that went to the NBA. You know, we may not be making the same salaries, but we got the same stories. Like, hey, my mama worked 2 jobs. I've been cooking since I was 15. I tell you all the time, no, I've been cooking since I was 15. My mom worked 2 jobs. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we got them similar stories to where the one thing I will say about us is that our parents instilled God in us. So with that being the situation, we can take all these thrones, all these stones. You know, like with all your injuries and all my mishaps. I tell people all the time. Like, y'all don't know how many times I done made Team USA and woke up the morning of a relay only to be told you're not running. Or like in 09 when, you know, I'm there for the 100 and they say you can't even get around on a relay, but you ran the 100. So it's like those type of things. Even with Rio 2016, I was supposed to be there, but Nigeria to do the paperwork. I feel like God sent people like us through those type of fires because we can take it. We can take it because we understand the blood. So because we can take it, we can rise above and talk about it as me and you are doing now on a Sunday, fellowshipping about it. So that's why I try to tell people all the time, like, sometimes when you look at us, when you see us, I have people all the time like, Ray, you know, I didn't even know you ran track. Well, most of it because, you know, I kind of stuck to myself, but in 2009, you know, when I made the World Championship team, Dwight Stone, I never forget it. Dwight Stone interviewed Doc, you know, top of Doc. He interviewed Mike, then he came directly to me and he was like, when Xavier's radio was, who would have thought? And I looked him square in his face and said, Jesus would have thought. And I walked off. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just the thing that I like to say that we have and we understand that it's bigger than track. But we need y'all to understand, fans. It's bigger than track with us. It's just we not just waking up and all we care about is getting this medal. You know, like he's saying, like it's okay that I didn't get it. I wanted it, but that wasn't my purpose. Like if that was my purpose to have that medal, guess what? I'd be on the podium. If that's what God wanted, I would be on the podium. So therefore, you can't walk around like, you know, and that's what I try to tell people. When you in the light, you know, with Christ, hey, can you what's the name? That's the main thing that you are protected from, like that. Yeah. Oh, okay, but go ahead. Say what you got to say. Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
What's crazy? Like I said, I like what you doing, especially like with when you brought Fred on and shoot. You know, like I love Fred. That's my boy. Me and him after Monaco, man. We was talking a lot. You know, just running through the past and what we all been through, just like fellowshipping, right? Mm-hmm. And what I like what you doing is because you giving people a platform to speak. I've been talking to like a lot of interviewers, especially like Athletes Weekly. Like I got to sit down with them and tell them, I was like, man, when we do these press conferences and stuff like that, I said, man, we get asked the same exact questions. How you feel about the race? How you do this? What is next? What is the next race? How you feel going into this championship? Man, that's all good and gravy, man, but y'all not getting to know us, man. Y'all ain't getting to know what we go through to get to this point. You feel me? Like, and that's the thing that kind of frustrates me because people, the community of athletics, as far as the higher ups, they want us to be icons. How can we be iconic? How can we be life-changing people if we don't tell these stories, if we don't try to reach people that's coming up in these athletics? Yep. Man, I know for a fact, a lot of people don't know that I come from the trenches. Like a lot of people don't know that all they see is Trayvon Bromell. A lot of people think that I feel like I live in a perfect life. One, let's be real. Like I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't started believing in God until like I was 17. And my mama been in the word, you feel me? But as a kid, I grew up, like I said, I grew up with nothing. So I'm like, how can there be a God when I'm living in the hood? Well, I'm living here in gunshots. Well, me and my homies ripping around in the streets. How can I believe in that when there's so much evil around me? Like I tell people, where I come from, ain't no superheroes. It's only villains. Like that's how it is. You feel me? Like my whole body been tatted up since I was 14. Like I literally, like I come from that. So it's like you couldn't tell me there was a God until God showed up in my life. You feel me? So that's when I had to realize that. But people won't know these stories unless we get opportunities to tell these things. And this is the problem, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like if more people know the stories, I think more people will be more connected. Like,
there you go.
That's just straight up. So when you had Fred on, I was like, dang. I said, man, I love that because now Fred is being able to tell who he is as a person. Because a lot of people just know Say No More, Phase 42. That's all people knew of Fred. Yep. And it made me frustrated because I'm like, me and Fred talking in Monaco, and I'm like, man, people don't even know about this cat story, dog. Mm-hmm. And it's a shame. It's a shame because I'm like, dude, a good dude. People don't even know. Dude, a very intelligent dude too. Yeah. And they don't even realize that. And so that's what get me, and that's what I be trying to get across to the higher ups and companies and stuff. Like, man, start coming to these people, man. Start letting people tell their story. Actually come to where they live, because I tell people all the time, you give a lot of these people in the athletic world these big contracts. You give them all this limelight. Have you ever been to their neighborhood? Have you actually seen why they appreciate you giving them the opportunity? That's my thing. That's why when I did the story with Uninterrupted, it was like, oh yeah, we want to come to your school. No, come to my city. Yeah. Come to my city. Let me show the world why I appreciate why New Balance gave me the contract that they give me. Let me show y'all why I appreciate every opportunity that I get when I run, because I come from the brink of nothing. So please understand, this is bigger than running fast. You feel me? Like this is why I say I appreciate that you starting this, getting people on here to let people tell their stories and let talk, because we don't get this opportunity when we sitting at the table at the press conference, because all we hear is, how do you feel about this race? How do you feel about your last race? How do you feel about the championships in a few weeks? Yeah. That's it. Yeah. And this is why it hurts me as a person, because I'm like, if I wasn't running, the people wouldn't be in my life. If I'm not running fast, they're not going to care about me and be in my life. It seems like I'm only cared about, or athletes are only care about if we're doing what they want as their expectations. I'm sorry, I don't live in the box of the world. That's not me. Yeah. So I do what I do because it's for a bigger cause. Yeah.
And I appreciate everything you're saying, man. I truly do appreciate everything you're saying about me and this show. And that's literally why the show actually was supposed to be called Off the Track in the beginning, because I wanted to do that. I wanted to showcase the stuff that we went through. Like, because the thing that bothered me the most was when people would ask me, like, oh, what you training for the Olympics? No, fool, I'm training for next month. Like, I got a race that. I get it. Y'all don't really understand track and field. So therefore, that's one reason why we're not appreciated as a sport, because y'all don't even know how the sport works. So let me help y'all out. I'm gonna connect y'all to the sport to let you know what's really going on in the sport. Like, now these boys got races tomorrow, next week, yada yada yada. No, this is what's going on. Yeah. But not only that, I feel like we can connect more to people if people actually see you instead of a name and a number and an interview at a post race. That's all people get to see is like Trayvon Bromell in a speed suit. Here go his time. How'd you feel? Get off the track. That ain't gonna. What is that?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what is that like? Where is the interaction so that people can actually know I'm more than just a name, a shoe company, and a number that just popped up on the screen? Because that's what you're determining. You're literally determining if you love, like, or hate me based off of my name, the number on my chest, and the number I run. You know?
And that's why I be so vocal on my social media, right? I remember one person brought it up to me. I ain't gonna put their name out there because they know. But the crazy thing is they made their way to make this statement. They was like, it's crazy that even when Trayvon got hurt, he still gained followers. And look, I'm not a social media person to gain. Like, I don't care about fame or nothing like that. I don't even call fans. I say supporters of family because I think fans is too praised. Like, and the only person that deserves praise is God. So, but for me, the reason why people still engage with me or follow me, and I guess if you say look up to me, is because I'm relatable. Yeah. Like, I'm not, like, I don't walk in. You feel me? I try to obtain a prophetic life to be perfect because that's what Scripture tells us to do. But I come from the same background. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like I said before, like, you cut me, I bleed red. And to see people still be engaged even through wins and losses, that's what really be keeping me going. Yeah. Because it's like people understand. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I didn't even with college, right? I didn't choose a big sprint school because of, like what you just said. I ain't want to just be another number where they say, okay, you're usable or you're not. Yep. Like, dang, I already came from a situation in a society that's telling me I'm worthless. You feel me? Like, we living in Section 8. You feel me? Like, so it's like I'm already in a situation where the world telling me you ain't nothing. So it's like, why would I want to go to a school that's gonna treat me like, okay, I can either use you or we gonna get ready to kick you up on out of here. Like, they had already showed me that when I was getting recruited for college. When they saw my grades, and like I said, I wasn't big on education because I thought my life was gonna be in the streets. All them colleges was like, oh, this is grades. No, I backed away. But my coach Mike Ford at Baylor, he was like, you know what? I get you there. I told him, I said, for me, my life is gonna go one or two ways. I'm gonna go to school, change my life, or I'm gonna be in the streets. When he heard that, he worked hard to get me in the school, and I never looked back. Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, this is the stuff that people gotta understand, man. Life is bigger than just gold medals, dog. Yes, we appreciate them as athletes, and like you said, as an athlete, of course I wanted to go out there and win. But as a person, a follower of Christ, a person that want to motivate the youth, all that had overpowered that stuff last night. That's why I was able to walk away with my head up. Yeah. Because I knew at the end of the day, even though I didn't come here to do what I should have done, God worked and showed His face and showed His favor through this whole season. And the funny thing about it, a lot of people still ain't even gonna see it. Well,
you know what? I'm gonna agree and disagree with you because I've been out here in this social media, field and everything, and the thing about everything on Raes Take, I read everybody's comments, and I will say that you have waken up a lot of people because even when I did a video, my thing, I like to give y'all flowers now. So I gave you your flowers this morning. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but yeah, I did a video for you this morning. No. Actually, you did. You don't see. You can tell me see everything.
Yeah. So, I be tuned in, bro.
I'll say a lot of people are actually, that's the one thing they admire about you. It is the God in you. So I go on record and say, nah, man, you did justice because you may not see the amount of ears that heard your message, but a lot of people heard it and a lot of people saw it because you were saying it to a camera to Lewis Johnson after the end of the race, but not understanding how many times that race don't got replayed on different channels, how many times it don't got retweeted, how many times people don't saw it. So the way I look at it is by mouth to ear, long as the word is spread, you done did your job because no matter what, I guarantee you somebody got the message. And as long as two people got the message, You did your job because they were one of you. And if you can save 2 more people, and then those 2 can go save 2 more, and so on and so on, no, you did your job. You literally did your job. And I think your job still is, like I said on my thing, it's like the story of Moses. I got a lot of people to understand who Christ was. I got a lot of people who even now, after we get done with this video, the message gonna hit even further, and it's gonna reach to a lot of people. So it's more like the promised land. Like I like to tell people, sometimes you are Moses. Like, you not gonna see the promised land. That's not your job. Your job is not to reach the promised land. Your job is to get other people to understand the power that I have to help get them to the promised land. So that's how I look at it. Like, no, that's Moses. Like, I like to try and tell people, Moses has been reincarnated from God many a times. It's people like you, it's people like me that like, no, you have to go tell this, and so that they can keep going, but you're not gonna see it. Okay, because guess what? Now somebody's gonna get a medal because they probably gonna drop down and do something they never did, which was pray. And then now they've been converted because of you got them to the promised land. Like, well, Trayvon talking about it, let me try it. And now they prayed, it's like, thank you. You see what I'm saying? So, nah, you did your job, man.
Exactly.
You did your job.
And like, I don't want to, and at the same time, like I said, I want to make this clear. Like, when I tell you, I'm so proud of every athlete that came out here and did their thing. And like I said, like I was talking to Shorty that I call like my big sister Tiffany. She run the hurdles as well. I talked to her the other day. Like, I did something that I ain't never thought I would do before. Like, even before the Olympics, like I held a Bible study for the whole team. Some people came in and gathered in. We all, had fellowship, everything. Like, see stuff like that, bro. Like, that's the stuff that make me proud in these moments. And like you said, it may touch individuals to go do what they are, born to do. Like, after semis, like, I ain't go duck off and hide off. And I went right to Ronnie. I said, handle business. I went right to Fred. I said, handle business. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, I went to Johan and the Jamaicans. I said, hey, look, I appreciate your fight and your warrior spirit that you have in God and what you did in this sport. Like, I give everybody their flowers. You feel me? Like, it ain't never been no beef with me or nothing. Like, I hold it down for everybody. And that's it. Like I tell people, bro, it's crazy. And you got to kind of be in that atmosphere to really feel that. And that's this is why I say a lot of people don't see and probably won't see, because scripture tells us that only 1/3 will really receive this wisdom and this understanding that God is putting on this earth. That's why I say many won't see it. And this is why I make it so present in my spiritual life, hope, perseverance, adversity. Because this is what's needed to get the people's attention. Yeah. And this is what is really of importance. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Well, man, look, I ain't gonna take on too much more of your time, man, because I know it's morning time over there, man. I got some questions for you.
Oh, hell. Well, let me turn my chair around. Shit, all right, let's go. I'm ready. Let's get it. I'm ready.
Look. I'd have had some questions from the beginning of the season after indoors. I said, oh, this man here. When I first tapped, I don't know who sent me. Somebody sent me this. Like, oh, you check out this dude, Raes Take Exclusive. I'm like, well, who the hell is that? Yeah, I was like, yeah, bro, watch your stuff, bro, watch your stuff. So when I read it, he was like, and then I'm starting seeing all the videos, like, oh man, Ronnie don't bake them. And then I'm like, and it's crazy. I'm like, Ronnie, my boy. Like, people know me and Ronnie been racing since NCAA, since my first year. So I'm like, it's just funny. I'm like, okay. I'm like, he put his best on Ronnie. I said, hey, I get it. Ronnie's fast. I'm coming back from injury, cool. And then when I ran the first the organ, he's like, I ain't impressed. I said, okay, what I gotta do next? Because when I went to Jacksonville, we had to meet at Jacksonville, and I ran the 9.8. All I was thinking in my head, I said, oh yeah, there it is, Jack. I was like, there it is, you feel me? I said, oh yeah. As soon as I ran the 9.8, I went right to Raes Take. I said, let me see what he got to say. Me and my brother on YouTube, we like, well, let's see what he got to say. And then he was like, because he read it at his home track. I said, all right, bet. I said, Coach, I'm going to California. He said, we leave tomorrow. I said, it's cool. Boom, 992. Raes Take. Let's see what he says. I'm impressed. You see the new ass? I said, okay. He feeling me now. And I was like, man, this man funny. But like, it was like I ain't never taken it as like, oh, no disrespect. I always take it as like fun and entertainment and like your love for the sport. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like even me and my brother talked about it, I was like, he ain't even saying it like he betting against me or he just got something like he ain't there. I said, man, it's all love at the end of the day. That's why I said I'm gonna sit back and just watch and see how you move it on the video. But no, dog, it's real deal. I love what you're doing. Definitely keep this going, man. Get more people on here. Let them tell these stories. Keep
Oh, you went somewhere.
Science behind running. Like even with being a under 10-second sprinter, people gotta understand once you get to that 10-second barrier, it's no longer just talented speed. It's science. It's angles. It's body position. All that stuff plays the fact that you run fast. You know what I'm saying? So so definitely them up on that science part. But people gotta understand how to produce these type of. We getting out there and just running. Like every step matters, every angle matters. Shoot, it's crazy. It's over everything. You feel me? Like all that.
Yeah, and I two things I'll say. One, I knew back when you was at Baylor that I was like, he got that frontside mechanic shit figured out, and don't nobody else in college got it. That was way back in Baylor. But you saying you studied it, okay, it makes sense now. That's the one thing. The second thing is, you're right. Everything I've done on Raes Take, I've tried to tell everybody it's for entertainment purposes, and I love the sport. Period. Like that's why I do this. But look, you're not the first person that has told me, man, I watch your show every one of them. Like literally, like I'm talking about everybody. It's like even some of the
I ain't missed one.
They be like, we got to see what Ray gonna say. We got to see what Ray gonna say because. But when you saying that, I'm over here cracking up because it's like, nah, that's real. Like I tell anybody, look, if you do it right, hey, that's what it's supposed to look like. That's knee ass right there. If you don't, I don't know. And now I'll say this then in my defense between you and running. All right, then what I say, you was right. You coming off an injury, Jack. You coming out the clouds nowhere. Now, hold on. I don't know. I gotta see some more first. I said the same thing about Shakira. You gotta go from home. You gotta go from home and do it, then you wanna press me. But the only reason why I do that is because I do it for the fans.
I was dead at that, yo. That man said, "Oh no, she gotta do it another. She gotta do it again. She gotta do it again." Yo, that draft me weak.
I do it again. But I do that because, and again, you know the disrespect to y'all, but I want people to understand that. You know, sometimes we go to places and that track will be fast. You know, and then sometimes within the own track and field circle, we say that.
What you say? When? Oh yeah, no, I got you. Just let me know. Yeah, just hit me up. If anything, just come to 12. Yeah, like right. I'm right next to the where Haley and them be sitting at. Yeah. I bet. Yep.
But yeah, that's all that really. I just be trying. You good? I just be trying. When I was doing that, is to educate people at the same time with the stuff that we even say in the track and field circle. Like, bro, you know that track fast. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, but I'm show you when I get to such and such. So that's one reason why I would do it because I wanted to make sure that when I created this show, I was able to draw in a fan base for y'all to be able to get to the point we at now so that you can talk. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I always made sure any comment, I always put a laughing emoji because I want people to understand. And I would, even in my chats, I delete messages. I stop people and try to look, this is for entertainment and fun. At the end of the day, if you're going to get personal and you really going to be saying personal stuff about athletes, period, me or whatever, I got to delete you. So, and the thing about it, even when I talked to Wallace, when I was at AP Ranch, he was like, boy, we watch everyone on you a damn fool. And I'm like, good, that's what I want because the key is to change the narrative, man. We got to get the average American to understand that, hey, Jack, we are athletes too. And I feel like, because I always preach about how the fact that we don't make enough money for what we do. And I've learned a whole lot, with opening my own gym and shit like that, a lot of business. And I'm like, the reason why we don't make as much money is because we're not being marketed at all. Like, the average person don't know what it takes to be Trayvon Bromell. And I'm sure the average person knew and understood that it's not just every 4 years we can start getting more outside sponsorship, outside endorsements. I really feel like, of course, the shoe companies got a stronghold on it, but at the same time, there's a lot of stuff that we can get on our own on the outside that I've learned since I've been out the sport. Like, hey man, you know what? The only reason why these folks ain't paying us because they literally don't know we exist. Literally. They think Trayvon Bromell is gonna go home and get ready for the next, he ain't gonna, it's 4 years wasted. No, that boy got another track meet. I get it now. Y'all don't know we exist. Y'all don't, I'm gonna change that. Y'all didn't know we exist, doggone it.
Hey, the last thing I'm gonna say though, one last thing that, like I said, you right about, and one thing that I know from obviously people saying that, you know, I'm back running, I'm back healthy again. The one thing I am going to look at is obviously being able to come on this side of the world and run, because I do think travel, all that stuff plays a factor.
Oh, it do.
Yes,
it do. 100%.
I ran fast in the United States. I ran fast in the United States because I've been running track since I was 4 years old.
Throughout my career and everything, as I started moving and stuff, like traveling, I figured out, me and my agent figured out, Ray Edwards has to have 10 days, total 10 days before he can run in Europe. Like that, we just figured it out because I kept missing every time I was landing 2 days, 3 days. But then when I was there, by the time I got a week and a half in, I was like, John, I feel good. So what we started doing was understanding, Ray, you're going to have to get over here and do 3 small meets first before I send you to Rome. Because every time we send you there first, you hitting like 10-5, Jack. And you making us look bad. Yeah. So what you saying is I want people to know that you're correct. You are 100% correct. That some people get over jet lag quicker. And then, like you saying, it take you a little more time. It sounds like you need to get you a base over here and just be here, what it sounds like. But hey, again, though, bro, you just got back, man. You just got back to track and field.
But check me out. It just to go on record. I did not use that, what I just said, as an excuse, because I can be honest. Last week, if my coach, if Raina showed you the times that I hit in practice on the free lap on laser, you would have been like, okay, he was supposed to do something stupid in Tokyo. So I'm not using that as an excuse. Like I said, I commend Andre, I commend Fred, I commend Jacob, because they came and they handled business. They did what they were supposed to do. They did what was ordered by God in their steps. I tip my hat to that. You feel me? So it's no excuses. It's no nothing. You feel me? At the end of the day, it just wasn't my time, and I'm okay with that. So it's just understanding. It's a lot of things that comes into the process of being an Olympic champ. Both can tell you, Johan, Gatlin, all them guys who won gold medals. Even on the girl side, Shelly, Lane, they can all tell you it's a process to winning gold medals. And maybe in this moment right now, it's just not my time. It's just not my time. Maybe I'll go up to win next year. Maybe I'll go win in Paris. Maybe I'll go win in LA. You know, I'm only 26. You feel me? I'm still young. So at the end of the day, it's time. It's still time. And I'm like my agent told me the other day, I might be 26, but I'm still like 21 in track years. I was hurt for 4 years. So my leg is still fresh.
Now, I don't think they actually understand that part. Like, no, man. Sometimes, and I explain this a lot to people I train, injuries actually prolong your career in track and field because the rest of your body is resting. So guess what? That starts over. Your clock. Every time.
Yeah. Real talk. Real talk.
All right, I gotta ask you one track question though before we get off this thing, man. You know what I want. You know what I'm about to ask. You know what I'm about to ask.
What's up?
That's your damn relay, man. What's the deal, Jack? What's the deal, Jack? What is the deal, Jack? Are you running this damn relay or not?
I'm not gonna cap with you. I'm gonna talk to the relay coaches, but I'm not gonna sit here and make it seem like my spot is guaranteed because of my performance. You know what I'm saying? One, like I said, I think about people first. At the end of the day, if there are 4 better people more fit than I am to run the relay, I will not run. That's just how much I care about us getting on the podium, us getting on that track and getting that stick around. Like I said, I don't care about if I could just run the prelim. I'm cool with that. I don't care. But at the end of the day, in that final, it needs to be the best. It needs to be the 4 best fittest out there. And if that is excluding me, I'm completely fine with that. It's no pressure for me.
I'm wrapping up with that right there. I'm wrapping up with that right there. I promise you I am, Jack. I'm wrapping up with that. You know what I'm saying? I know the people gonna enjoy this one. I thoroughly appreciate you for taking the time. Well, I appreciate you more than anything because it's like I was actually at a dinner. I was like, nah, bro, I got to shut this down because I got to get back because the thing to me, I'm more appreciative than y'all will ever understand because yes, I'm trying to help grow the track and field world, but at the same time, I personally know there's a lot of journalists right now across the world who would love to have this sit down with you at this very moment, this close to the race. So that's why I say like, nah, man, y'all don't understand how blessed I feel to be able to do this because I was like, no, I'm pretty sure around the globe there's a lot of people that would want this one-on-one with him, and I'm just appreciative of the fact that the Lord spoke to him and to me and was like, no, you can go do it with Ray, and then we'll get it out that way. So, man, I just truly appreciate you for that more than anything. And like I always tell y'all,
for sure.
Man, this show y'all show, man. I tell y'all all the time, like I tell everybody, this y'all show. I just keep everybody entertained till y'all pop up.
No, real talk. Shoot, yeah, this is my first post Olympic 100-meter interview. I ain't like I said. Besides after running on the track and having to speak to NBC because of, you feel me, legal accusations and stuff. But besides that, yeah, this is my first one. Like I said, I ain't been talking to nobody. I've just been living out this moment, dog. I'm just happy to be back in the Olympics.
Man, I appreciate that, boy. I love you for it. And hey, whatever happened, if you running 4x1 or not, you already know who's gonna be over there jumping up and down in front of the TV, Jack. It's gonna be this
man,
guy.
I'm telling you right now, we get that stick around, we win in that joint. Only thing, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna go on record and say this. When that man Christian get back next year, that world record gone. That Olympic world record in that 4x1 gone. I'm telling you that.
Y'all heard it right here on birthday. Y'all heard it right here. You doing that? I'm already crunk.
Hey, check me out. I'm telling you right now. With the horse, but think about it. Christian, you got Ronnie, you got Kenny Benier, you got Fred, you got so many people that
it's coming back. It's coming back, baby. It's coming back.
Man.
It's finally coming back. That's what I'm saying. The times have changed, Jack. Times have changed, and that's what I'm looking for the next year because when CC get back and it's all y'all out there, oh my God, Raes Take gonna lose his mind.
I mean, it's gonna be crazy next year alone. We're gonna have world indoors again. You're gonna have Coleman, who's the world record holder back. You're gonna have me and Ronnie, who's great starters. I think we're gonna see another world record than that. Then we go to have worlds on home soil. Is that gonna be the first world championship on home soil? Like outdoors?
World champs, I feel like not Olympics, but world champs.
No, not Olympics, but I think. And think about it. Last time we had world champs on home soil. We swept the 60s. So it's like I won the 60 men's and Pierre won the 60 girls. Yeah. So I'm like, last time we had worlds on home soil, we won. So it's like, man, it's definitely showtime next year.
Ooh, I want to talk about it. Next year gonna be that year, and then y'all gonna cap that thing off in Oregon. And look. At that point, it's gonna be like.
What's a better way to break the world record 4x1 at home? Come on,
you can't get no man. They gonna have to send fireworks up in the sky and everything for that, Jack. That's a celebration.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
You have to break that record at home. Like, man, you know how crunk that gonna be in the atmosphere. That's what I keep telling everybody. Like, look here, Olympics in Tokyo, that was fine and dandy. But next year, if you're an American. I don't even care if you're not American. If you train in America, next year is the year. You're on home soil, Jack. You got to be ready. That's the one time you got to come out and be like, guns are blazing. I'm at home. We defending home turf, and when we defend home turf, Jack, it's something different. It's different. We ain't going over there. You coming right here.
We gotta book you an Airbnb house.
Man, look here.
Take house out there to be live, man.
Look here. I don't talk, man. I done sat down with production companies, all type of people, man. Raes Take is finna go crazy next year. Even in the off season, I'm gonna go and let you in on it now. In the off season, we setting up to where me and the cameraman will be traveling to y'all now. Like, I'm coming to y'all where you live at, you know, or wherever you want me to, and we doing it that way. I'm not coming for no damn commercials, you know. And now, what's going on? We hanging out, goddamn. What the hell do you do down here, man? That's what I'm here for. I don't want to go no track. I won't do all that. Like, I know you do that. Take me through the next 8 hours of what we doing down here with Trayvon Bromell. Okay, it's off season. And so it's off season, like that's when nobody really knows what we do in the off season. So that's what I'm going to show everybody. Here's the off season. And then next season, it is my civic duty to make sure if it's a state side track meet, I am there. I'm there.
Sure.
No doubts about it, Jack. Sure. I'm there. Hey man, I gotta get this thing edited, man. I gotta get this thing edited and get it up for the people, man. The people gonna go crazy. I appreciate you. I got Fred coming on sometime later on. Well, Fred gotta come on tomorrow because it's time for me to go to bed. Like y'all are dead here. Fred talking about I'm coming on. Like you gotta come on y'all tonight, my tomorrow, Jack, because it's gonna be shut down over here, man. Hey.
That's real. I don't know. Yeah, he probably getting ready to go to the podium joint. But
I talked to Fred right when after like. About an hour after the race was over, he hit me up. He was like, "Hey, part 2, I'm ready." Oh man, come on, Jack. You know you got to flow. Tell these folks. I gotta get Trey too. I gotta let these folks talk, man. Shit, man. Hey, all right, bro. I'm gonna let you go, man. I'm gonna get this thing edited up and then get it on up there, man, so y'all can have this to watch over there and everything else, man. But hey, I feel better now that I'm talking to you. I'm in a whole better spirit. I can tell you that now. I'm in a whole better spirit. Like, man, he's straight. He's coming back next year and he's gonna tie your ass up. I don't know if he's gonna get running on Baker, but he's gonna come back to try anyway. You know I had to throw that in there, boy.
Hey, it's all love.
Hey, 100%. Hey, but for real though, man. Hey, congratulations on that season, for real though, bro. Like you say, I gave all y'all a hard time, but at the end of the day, when you showed what you showed, I said what I said. Hey, he gonna win it. It didn't happen that way, but hey, all I want to say, man, is keep doing what you're doing, bro. That's it. Keep doing what you're doing. Sure. Love you. Hey, I'll talk to you here later on. Appreciate you being on the show, man.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, dog.
All right, brother.
Yep.